Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you the second set of SKT1 and Samsung Con. 5-bit here, coming away with the win in the first game. Although I have to say, I feel like Kanata more lost the first game than 5-bit here won it. But hey, a win's a win, and I'm sure Samsung Con will take it however they can get it. Now, we're going to be moving on to Roadrunner, a map I don't know because I was not really paying attention during map evaluations. And it's going to be 5-bit Hero versus Best. They are sending out a Protoss immediately to counter 5-bit Hero, and no surprise here that it is Best. They're probably going to save Bisu until the very last moment, try and keep him around as long as possible as their ace in the hole. They may also keep Fantasy as their ace in the hole. That's one of the great things. I think I've said this before in SKT games, is that that's the great luxury that SKT has, and that with Bisu and Fantasy, and Fantasy is somewhat overrated by some people believe he's kind of overrated, but he's a really, really good player. He is certainly an A+ player. Maybe not a S class because he hasn't won a title or anything. I wouldn't put him in that category. But he is an extremely good player and a very quality ace for them. So, you know, you can see either of those players being saved for the very, very end. And it kind of makes it hard for other teams to really prepare as well necessarily into that second and third set. Because really in a Winners League format, you can only really practice probably for about 2 sets. You would have one set where you expect to play, and then a second set right afterwards where you'd be like, well, you know, if I win my game, then I'll be prepared for a second set. Then after that, I feel like you're just going to be playing it by ear and just trying to guess what's going on from there and just play with your natural skills. But this is going to be a TVP, 5-bit Hero's worst matchup, and Best, one of the best PVTers around. Fantastic PVTer, very, very good at with Arbiters more than anything else. 2 base Arbs, 3 base Arbs. I do actually love Best 2 base Arb play. It's actually very, very good. So look out for that. He might go for something like that. And 5-bit Hero, terrible, awful, atrocious, insanely bad at TVP. Like less than 40%. By far his worst matchup. And he's not even walling off here. Just throwing up his supply depot by his mineral lines and his barracks over here by his command center. Nothing really special going on here from him. But that open ramp, we could see Stroke actually go for a Zealot, although it looks like he's actually throwing that in Cybernetics Core very, very early, so don't think that was he actually bothered to produce a Zealot. But still, you gotta look at Best just being a hugely in the advantage in this game, just overall. Just because of how good he is at PvT and how bad 5-bit Hero is at TVP. And yeah, I don't really know about whether or not this map would be particularly advantageous to Protosses or Terrans. Like I said, I wasn't really paying attention during match evaluations when they happened in August or September, whenever that was. But this is a 4-player map, pretty much mirror positions. If you flip the mini map over to the bottom left hand, that there's pretty much 2 spawn points at pretty much the same locations as well. Lots of bridges going from your natural. You've kind of got destination style bridges, but you've got a little bit more open area on your side of the bridges outside your natural. And you can also wrap around like Best is doing, and wrap around. That would be actually 5-bit Hero's third base is where he just walked by with that Zealot. So that's kind of the mining pattern, the base taking pattern that you will see in most games, unless people try and skip around a little bit. And a Zealot and a Probe going to try and work up here, and 5-bit Hero is going to have to micro his butt off right now. He's got 2 Marines and 2 factories coming up here, so it looks like he's going to be going, at least I believe that second building is a factory, probably going to be going for something of a 2-fact push here. And, you know, Best is scouting it all out. He sees everything, so he should be well prepared in terms of throwing up a second gateway and producing the goons necessary to really fight this off. Could also go for some tech as well if he's already started down that road. Looks like the Probe gets picked off, and 5-bit Hero with some very nice micro here, surprisingly enough. Usually this is a problem for him. His TVP micro sometimes is not the best, and actually also bringing a Dragoon up is best, so he's really going to try and push the pressure on here early, and might actually be able to stop this factory from going up if he focuses it, but no, he's just going to back off. 2 many Marines out there, 4 Marines right now, so and with the SCVs escorting them, there's just nothing else those Zealot and Dragoon can do. But what they will do is that he can build up his forces a little bit here, and that'll give him 1 more Zealot and 1 more Dragoon in order to fight with. And 5-bit Hero actually getting a scout in here, and is going to be able to see what's going on. And we didn't get to see that last building, or at least I didn't actually get to see that one last building down there by the Cybernetics Core. I wonder if that's a piece of tech. And yes, it is. It is a robotics facility. So 5-bit Hero sees this coming, knows that there is going to probably be Reavers coming out here. Could also be a 2-gate OBS build, and which is a very good counter to 2-fac as well. But I bet Best is going to go for Reavers just because he can. and because he can probably show off some Reaver Micro against Firebat Hero. Maybe feeling a little bit, if he's feeling a little bit giddy, a little bit confident, he could go for more of a that kind of a build and try and show off some Reaver Micro. We'll see. And first tank has been produced. Probably going to be throwing up a command center already as well. We're going to produce for some more units before really pushing out here for Firebat Hero. Kind of surprised actually that he's throwing up that command center. I'm surprised in both cases. Firebat Hero going for 2 factories and then a command center. Very, very odd build. I don't feel like you're really maximizing what you get out of the 2 factory or the quick expansion. You're not really maximizing either. Kind of just getting a decent bit of both, which isn't really good. And know what he did there with that barracks. He did that a while ago, and I just didn't get a chance to, haven't gotten around to talking about it. But it's pretty cool what he did there with that barracks. It's actually covering his Marines. So if he wanted to try and work his way up that ramp, try and sneak his way up that ramp, he's not really going to be able to, because that barracks is going to be hiding his Marines. So it's going to be really hard to get any sort of focus fire down. So very cool play by him. Makes it really defends that that ramp very, very well. And here comes the push out. Looks like 5 Marines, 3 tanks, and 2 vultures. This is a pretty strong 2-fact push here. 3 tanks is pretty strong, and presumably he has mines right now, and we'll see what else he has, what other tech he finishes on the way down. Those Marines are going to be very, very useful in terms of countering shuttles, if Best had gone for shuttles, but he's actually going for 2-gate obs, which is just a very, very standard, safe build, very, very good at countering 2-fact pushes, actually. Although it doesn't look like Best really knows that this is coming. If Best knew that this was coming, he would be doing a fighting retreat, starting close to Firebat Hero's pace and pushing backwards. But this is really bad, actually, for Best that he hasn't noticed this, and letting Firebat Hero all the way to his set of bridges right now. So this is kind of bad for Best. Now we're getting to see the micro here, and Best trying to get in here, trying to pick off a tank. Should be able to do so, but some mines. These mines could do a ton of damage. Picking off 3 Dragoons! 3 Dragoons being picked off to those mines. 1 tank only going down here for Firebat Hero so far, and these mines doing a lot of damage, really keeping those Dragoons at bay. Although it looks like finally he may run out, and maybe getting a mine drag here. Best, no, not able to get the mine drag. Really needs to get that some kind of mine drag here, and really needs to try and pick off these tanks. If he can pick off those tanks on the way home, and that could really turn the tides a little bit, even up the fact that he lost so many Dragoons and only killed 1 tank as well as the 6 Marines, 5 Marines, and a couple Vultures. But he lost 4 or 5 Dragoons at least. So Firebat Hero, I mean, both players did a decent amount of damage to each other, but Firebat Hero is going to get his base up, as so is Best as well. So both players are going to be on 2 bases, and, you know, 2 base on 2 base always favors the Terran, and it looks like we're going to have an engineering bay coming up soon. Turrets should be up in time in order to stop any sort of DT follow-up. We did see the Citadel of Adun going down, so if there are DTs coming up on the late end, not going to be enough for Best. Should be too late after considering turrets will be up soon. And Vulture's trying to just place some mines, probably going to disrupt the mining again. If, say, oh wow, we got to look at both Stork and Jangmi, the 2 aces for Samsung Khan. So should Firebat Hero fall, expect Stork and Jangmi to show up at some point. Those 2 will be showing up at some point. There's no way that I foresee Samsung Khan going down without both of those players being part of the lineup. So look out for that. Those 2 players are going to have to go down at some point if SKT1 wants a win. So very important to know. And 3 more factories coming up here for Firebat Hero. So he's going to be going for a 5-factory push. Very, very strong push. And probably 2 will have machine shops and 3 will not. So we'll probably be pushing out with 3 Vulture factories each. 3 Vulture factories and 2 tank factories. And that Observer going to get picked off by that turret before able to get any scout off. So this is going to hurt Best. Best, I feel, is kind of skimping on his scouting. Kind of just using the fact that he's good at PvT and Firebat Hero is bad at TVP to his advantage as much as possible. Surprisingly was able to push off that attack from Firebat Hero. I really thought Firebat Hero could have gotten a contain there. Or really thought that it was possible, and that would have been really bad for Best. But Best was able to, with some decent micro, was able to hold out there. And we are going to see some 2-base arbs here from Best, so that's pretty cool. And here comes the push out from Terran once again. Firebat Hero going to be able to push Best back across his ramp. It's going to be really hard for Best to hold those bridges. Do have 6 factories right now for Best, but he's going to need more. He's going to need more factories. He's going to need more economy. He's going to need arbiters really, really soon. I can't really produce out of much more than 6 gateways off 2 bases, considering the arbiter play that's coming as well. Do have a shuttle loaded up. Probably got some nice little zealot bombs in here. Those are going to be really, really important. Firebat Hero trying to throw up turrets, so those zealot bombs need to come into play before those turrets really come into play. And now we're seeing 1 and not able to take down the tank, able to do some significant damage stuff, and I might actually try and drop it again, able to drop it again, and now come in the Dragoons trying to pick off some stuff as well. But this is a really nice push from Firebat Hero, actually. He's got the bridges, he's got some mines out in front, got turrets going up. This is actually really, really nice, and he could just leapfrog tanks right in. Firebat Hero just doesn't look happy. I don't know why, but he hasn't looked... It's been a while. It's been several games since I've seen him, like, smile or laugh or anything. He's been